Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday. The S&P 500 was up 0.7% today. Our signals have now changed to red for the fast signal for the stock and yellow for the slow. We're still on double red for the bond signals. And really, you got to take a look at kind of what's going on here. When we look at the bond signals, they've been red for a little while now. It continues to show some weakness in the bond market. And it's why we have so much money in T-bills and really short-term, tips and those types of things, and have had for some time. On the stock side, we still have a lot of technology pieces, which did really well today. The NASDAQ 100, the Q QQ ETF was up 1.6%. The semiconductor index, iShares, SOXX that we have in our portfolios was up 2.9%. NVIDIA was up 8.5%, really in anticipation of their quarterly earnings that are coming out this week. And they did so well last time, so we'll see what happens this time. But one of the things we have to discuss about the signals is that we have two different systems for the stock market. When the stock market is in an upswing, we look at those signals as, kind of guidance for what we're doing, but we'll hang in there on those holdings as long as they fit within the top realm of what we have in our universe. We have 175 ETFs in our universe. And so we have, kind of a cutoff. When they fall below that, then we'll start to replace them with kind of what's at the top. In a downward market, when the 50-day moving average for the S&P 500 is below the 200-day moving average, like we had for most of last year, we'll make wholesale changes, and we'll move out of all of our targets and move into kind of the more conservative things that are popping up to the top. So different systems for different time frames. Right now we're in an up market as we define it, with the 50-day moving average being above the 200-day moving average. So and that worked out really well today. And Friday was actually really important. I've been out of town, but Friday was a big reversal day during the day. Bounced off of 43.35 on the S&P 500. On our last show, we had a kind of a demonstration of what we saw as a consolidation period, which we've been talking about for the last 5 or 6 weeks here, and felt like this is something that has to happen. The market had stretched too much from May to July, and that maybe 4,300 would be a low point. And apparently, that was something everybody else thought too. And we saw a lot of buying coming Friday. I think we're seeing some dip buying coming in here as far as that goes. That reversal on Friday, at least the way I look at it from a technical standpoint, should, turn into some kind of an upturn that happens here for a little while anyway. Just some more, bouncing amongst this range, so to speak, to kind of create this consolidation. If we're going to continue upward, we start to hit new lows, then we're probably looking at a new downturn, and that has not happened yet as far as that goes. So China has been the thing that everybody's attaching to this 3-week downturn in the stock market and the weakness that's happening there. And rightfully so, although I still think China has the capabilities of kind of bringing themselves out of this with some stimulus programs. They announced a stimulus program today. Wasn't particularly well received because maybe it wasn't big enough. And maybe it'll take some more economic pain for them to really get there. But I do think they'll get there. I think they kind of have to, as far as that goes, between rate decreases and stimulus programs. And I don't know that that's as big a threat as everybody seems to think at this point in time. Doesn't mean that it won't bring the market down for short periods of time, as disconnect between when they do stimulus and when their economic numbers come out and those types of things. But I think the real issue here that we're going to be dealing with is just, is inflation still a component of what's happening? And of course, Chairman Powell, the Fed Reserve, has his Jackson Hole speech this week. And so, we'll see what they have to say about that as far as that goes. I think, again, that's still the biggest issue. Does inflation continue to kind of come down, or does it reinflate? Because if you look around, as far as I'm concerned, I think things are still pretty good. And right now we're kind of having this soft landing arena that we've been talking about for quite a while, which is great. But, that can change. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, that's what's going on today. I look forward to seeing what's going to happen tomorrow. Thank you very much.